everyone, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another installment of my swatching all of my certain colors of eyeshadow. Today, if you can't tell, is blue. I have been doing this series for a while. I feel like it's almost been a year. We're on the second to last color of the rainbow. It's been a journey, but I absolutely love watching people swatch eyeshadow. So this is why I am doing this. It is 100% inspired by Betty Jean from Batty Bean. I will link her channel in the cards and down below. I also have a playlist if you want to watch the other videos that I've done in this series. I will link that playlist in the cards as well. So let's just get into it. I'm really curious to see how many blues I have. I feel like I have a lot of palettes in front of me. I always do. My gut is that I don't have as many blues as other shadows, but I thought that about green, and I'm pretty sure I had the most green shadows of any shade. So we'll see. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching, basically I just go through my palettes, live swatch all the shades on like my forearms. Once I've filled one forearm up, I will go in and do up close, nice and pretty swatches of the shades, just so you can see them more nicely swatched than my shitty live swatches. And let's just get into it, okay? Because we have a lot of palettes here. Okay, so let's start with Juvia's Place. I pretty much always start with Juvia's Place just to get these palettes done because I have a lot of Juvia's Place shadows. So how do I want to do this? Okay, so let's just start with the Afrique palette. There are two blues in here. There's one matte, Cote d'Ivoire. This is actually what I'm wearing in my crease today. And we also have Cotonou. So this is Cote d'Ivoire, a beautiful, bright, matte blue. It's such a vibrant shade. Maybe it doesn't look the best in this swatch, but on the eyes it's glorious. And then we have Cotonou, which is a really beautiful deep blue metallic shade. Then we have the Festival palette from Juvia's Place. We have the shade Abba. So here is Abba. It's almost more like an aqua. This isn't my favorite metallic from them. It's honestly almost more of a satin. Then we have the Warrior 3. There are two blues in here as well. So we have Congo, which is such a beautiful, like blurple almost shadow. And then we have the shade Gola. So this is Congo. Look at the shine on that. It is so pretty. And then we have Gola, which is another really beautiful, like matte, light blue. I really love this palette. The shades in here are really nice. Then we have the Zulu palette. This I'm choosing to call blue. I don't know why this feels blue to me instead of green, but it does. So I don't know. I feel like it has more blue in it than green, but I mean, I feel like this could really go either way, this kind of shade. Also really pretty. I mean, everything is pretty. Then we have the Magic Mini. There are a number of blues in here. Faso I think is more purple. These two are more silver. So actually maybe there's only two blues. So we have the shade Ife, which is a matte, and the shade Yejide. So Ife is more of a purpley blue matte, and Yejide it looks brighter when you swatch it and when you use it than it actually looks in the pan. It's basically a navy. I think that's as good as I'm gonna get in terms of swatching here. Then we have the Masquerade Mini right here. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a blue. It's kind of like in between a blue and a purple metallic. It's like a royal blue. It's super vibrant. Let me just rub my hand off here. And then we have two more blues in this palette. We have Dahlia and we have Zola. So this is Dahlia and this is Zola. I love the metallics in here in this palette. They're so beautiful and jewel toned. And then we have the Nubian 2. This is the last Juvia's Place palette. There's one blue in here called Cleopatra. Honestly, this is like a really dark, like navy blue. Not super metallic. It's again more of like a satin shade. It's quite pigmented, but yeah. This, I'm going to go ahead and just do a close-up of all of my Juvia's Place blues. Not as much as I thought. But rather than trying to shove a whole bunch more shades on this arm, I'm going to do a close-up of these now. Okay, and so now I have some Odins Eye blues. So I guess here we have the Odins Eye Giant Wolves palette in collaboration with Annette's Makeup Corner. So let's see. There are some, I think I'm just going to swatch this bottom row here. This palette is difficult, I find, to hold. Okay, so we have the shade Cosmos, Eternal, and Azure. Sorry if I'm blinding you with that mirror. So let me make sure you can see what I'm doing. Maybe I always zoom in a little bit too much and then things go out of focus. So we'll see if that's okay. Hopefully that's good. We have the Cosmos, which is a dark navy blue. Eternal, which is a beautiful multi-chrome with like a pink shift. But I feel like it looks more blue in the pan, so I'm gonna keep it blue. No. Focus on my arm. Don't focus on my face. Don't let my arm go to focus, okay? It likes to focus. I can see the camera focusing just on my face. And then my arm goes all fuzzy. Oh, and please excuse my horrible nails. I totally forgot to take my nail polish off, and normally it really bothers me when my nails are chipped, but we've already started the video, so we're in it. We're in it now. And then we have this shade called Azure, which is a really beautiful bright blue. And then we have the Hummingbird palette in collaboration with the Fancy Face. So there's 3 blues in here as well. We have Tropics, Lagoon, and Blue Fields. So this is Tropics. One of those like more like tealy aquamarine shades. Lagoon, which is a beautiful bright matte blue. And Blue Field, which is another beautiful like metallic bright blue. It's so sparkly, so nice. Let's see, let's do some Beauty Bay maybe. So let's start with this Utopia palette from Beauty Bay. There's one blue in here called Paradise. This is just a matte, it's an all matte palette. So this is Paradise, just a light matte blue. I don't even know if I've used that on my eyes yet. Let's do the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. So we have the shade Sky, the shade Twilight, and the shade Ocean. I think, yeah, those are all the blues. So again, 3 blues. So we have Sky, which is another like light matte blue. Twilight, which is a matte navy. And Ocean, which is a sparkly blue. Look, that's so sparkly and beautiful. Now we have Beauty Bay Sunset Horizons. I think there's 3 blues in here as well. So we have Oasis, Deep, which is kind of like in between, but let's count it as blue. between blue and purple, and then Thunder, which is a darker matte blue. Ah, everything's falling everywhere. Okay, we have Oasis, beautiful, love that shade. This is, what is this? Deep. Yeah, almost more of a periwinkle, but I think it's still a blue. And then Thunder, which is a dark navy matte, which I love. And then we have Book of Magic from Beauty Bay. So, you know what? Let's see. Yeah, there's definitely more blues in here. Did I classify these as green? I must have. Can't really remember. I'm going to swatch Elixir in here. There's Cursed and Jinx. So we have, what is this? Elixir, Cursed. Let me build that up a little bit. And Jinx, which is like a black-based sparkly blue. Then we have the last two. We have Trick and Potion. Potion again has like a purple shift to it. So this is Trick and Potion. Let me build Trick up a little bit. And there we have my Odins Eye blues and my Beauty Bay blues. Actually, I have a lot of Beauty Bay blues. There's a lot of blues in the Beauty Bay palettes, I feel. Hopefully you can't hear whatever chainsaw or saw or whatever is going on in the background outside. Please ignore that. So now we have the Melts Muerte palette. Iconic. Let's do Noche Eterna and Katrina. So we have Noche Eterna, a dark navy blue, that's matte. And then Katrina, which is another like black-based blue with sparkle to it. We have Adept Plain Jane. ACI 18 is a blue. I mean, that's just stupidly beautiful. Then we have Adept Kodan. I feel like there's the most blues in here. Actually, I'm just going to swatch one. I'm just going to swatch ACI 29, which this one is like more of a gray, I feel, than a blue, to be honest. So this is ACI 29. Delicious. All right, so let's do some Sydney Grace now. Let's do, I only have their collaboration with the Chantilly, so this is the Quintessence palette. I feel like the only true blue in here, Aurora, is more of like a purple to me. So I'm going to swatch Celestial Bloom, which is so pretty. It's like a bright purpley toned blue. Oh, beautiful. And then we have On the Horizon. So there's more blues in here. Let me just wipe this finger off. So we have Midnight Courage, which is a matte, Flying High, and Calming Presence. So this is Midnight Courage, a matte. Look at that. What is this one? Flying High. This is more of like a gunmetal-y blue. And then Calming Presence, which is a dark metallic blue. And then we have Radiant Reflection from Sydney Grace and Temptalia. Again, 3 blues in here. So we have Forget Her Not, Our Starry Night, and Gloss Over. So Forget Her Not is another really, like, very similar actually to the one I just swatched, dark metallic blue. Then we have Our Starry Night, which is a really beautiful bright sparkly blue, and Gloss Over, which is a beautiful really bright blue. a lot of dark metallics in this section here. All right, let's do some Natasha Denona Metropolis here. There's not a ton of blues. I think if I could just hold this up. Okay. So there's two blues here and here. So this is a metallic blue and this is like a cream. Oh, that's a green. Nope. This is a blue. Oh, no, that's a blue. Okay, my bad. So this is the metallic blue. Build that up here. And this is the matte. It's definitely like almost like a green undertone. So just shade names. The metallic is called Aqueous and the cream to powder, like matte, is called Enigma from the Metropolis palette. Then we have Makeup Addiction Cosmetics Meadow, and there are two blues in here, the shade Slate Green and the shade Crushed Blueberry. Slate Green is a blue, but it has kind of like a green shift to it. And then Crushed Blueberry, this is my favorite matte blue that I have in my entire collection. It's the most beautiful, easy to use, like buildable, blendable, delicious dark navy. In my opinion, this palette is worth it just for that shade. I have it in my crease today. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's do Beauty Bakery, Do It for the Gram palette, which I do not use that much. There's two blues in here. They don't have names. So this one here and this one here. So the first one I swatched is kind of like a blue-purple duochrome, and then this one down here is like a blue, warm-based shifting blue shade. All right. And those are the next section of blues that I will be doing up close swatches of. Okie doke. So let's move on to my next arm. Let's do the Colored Rain Juicy Boost. There are two blues in here. So let's situate this palette here. We have the shade Blueberry Burst, which is one of the most beautiful blues in my collection, and Energy Boost. So we have Blueberry Burst, so beautiful, and Energy Boost, which is a matte. Let's build that up a little bit. Very nice. Let's do some Kaleidos now. So let's do Kaleidos Club Nebula in collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. There's actually a good amount of blues in here. Let's see. Okay. So there is 7 of 9, Void, Astro. So 7 of 9, which is a matte light blue, Void, which is a darker navy matte blue. I actually have a lot more of these shades than I thought. And then Astro, which is a beautiful metallic blue, again with a slight purple shift to it. And then I will also swatch Nova here. It's a blue with like a pink shift, but in my opinion, it's mostly blue. So this is Nova. It's difficult to see because it doesn't have much of a base, but yeah. And this, for the life of me, I honestly cannot remember. I must have swatched this in green. But I'm going to swatch Kaleidos Astro Turquoise. And I'm going to swatch this shade right here. I honestly cannot for the life of me remember if I swatched this in my green, but I'm gonna swatch it here as well. Because I feel like it's one of those like in between shades. It can kind of be both, I feel. And then Kaleidos Futurism 3 Astro Pink. which is, and then there's one blue metallic in here, which is this absolutely, if I can get it, gorgeous, sparkly, again, dark blue with a purple shift. Let me get a better swatch of that here. Look at that, so nice. Let's do the one ABH palette that has blues in it that I have, the Riviera. I think, let's see, is this Mediterranean shade of blue? Yeah. So I feel like there's two blues, the Seychelles, or just Seychelles, and Mediterranean, which is kind of, again, in between a blue and a purple. But, so we have Seychelles and Mediterranean, which swatched here looks like it leans more purple, but I guess it could kind of also go either way. Now we have Rustic Glam from Dominique Cosmetics. There are two blues in here. There is Evil Eye and Dreamcatcher. I've talked about Evil Eye before. It's one of my favorite blues. It's so beautiful and so bright. And then Dreamcatcher is a light blue with like matte. It's a matte with sparkle in it, like a sequin shade, but I basically use it as a matte. It's another just light blue. And then we have Dominique Cosmetics Berries and Cream. One blue in here, the shade Blueberry Muffin, which is another dark navy matte blue. Not my favorite, but it's nice. Okay, so I just had to turn my camera on and off, so if I'm in a different place, that is why. And there's still someone outside using some type of saw. So if you can hear that, I apologize. So let's just finish this arm up. Let's do some Pat McGrath. This is the Eye Ecstasy Subversive palette. And there is the shade Lapis Luxury. Is it Lapis? It has to be. Lapis Luxury. This blue here, it's really beautiful. And then there is the Lime Crime Venus 2 palette. There's only one, the shade Filter, which I actually am using on my eyes as well. This is a matte, very light matte blue. I often reach for this as like a transition-y shade. And then I could probably fit maybe one more. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run. And there's two blues in here. So there's the shade Radio and the shade Big Sky. So this is Radio, which is kind of like a steely blue, and then Big Sky, which is kind of maybe could be considered a green, but I feel like it's like I don't know. I thought it was more blue to me. Anyway, this is my next row of blues. Okay, so now we have some more random palettes. This is the Tarte Tartist Pro. And there's one kind of like duochrome shade in here, the shade Trendy. I really apologize for this saw. So this is the shade Trendy. Again, one of those like duochrome warm bases with like a blue shift to it. We have the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. What a throwback. There's one blue in here called Danger, which is not a very good blue at all, honestly. It has like a black base, but it's not very like shiny. It's pretty dusty and dry. Yeah, not my favorite at all. And then we have this e.l.f. palette. This is the e.l.f. Electric Mood palette in collaboration with Tiana Major 9. Not entirely sure who that is. to be honest. But we have two blues in here. This is the shade Winter. And the shade Turquoise Shift. Which doesn't have a turquoise shift. This is Winter, which is like a very sheer shade. It's not the best, but I feel like maybe if you like put this on your lid with a glitter glue or something, it could be pretty. And then we have Turquoise Shift, which is again pretty sheer. But it's basically like a sheer sparkly blue with a purple shift, not turquoise shift. I just think that's so funny. We have the Pure and Raw Beauty Christie palette. There's one blue in here, the shade Hurtful. A matte blue. Just a mid-toned matte blue. Then we have this Makeup Forever Artist 9 Artist Shadow Palette. This is the version, the third version, version 3, I don't know. There's two shades. There's this shade and this shade. I believe the shades are ME930 and I918. I don't know. Anyway, this is the first blue. It's a darker like navy blue. And then this is the second blue. This is like, the second blue is the only shade in this palette that I like mildly like, but it's still not very good. And swatching it gives it like kind of hard pan. So, I don't like this palette. I don't like it at all. Again, another palette that I can't remember if I included this in my greens or blues. I think I did not include it in my blues, or in my greens rather. This is the ColourPop Dream Street palette in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. So we have this shade here and this shade here. The matte is called Water Bearer and the metallic is called Mermaid Boy. I'm pretty sure. So this is Water Bearer and this is Mermaid Boy. I haven't used these shades in a while. And then we have the ColourPop, the Zodiac palette, also in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. I guess I'll just swatch both of these. I can't remember if I did this in the greens, but maybe not. So we have the Aquarius and the Pisces. So this is the Aquarius, which is again kind of like a periwinkle, almost purpley toned shade. And then the Pisces maybe this could be considered a green. I probably should have put this in my green video, but it's like again, like a tealy aquamarine shade. Let's see if I can do my Morphe blues in here, because I don't think I have a ton of them. So let's just get this out of the way. This is the Morphe and James Charles palette. Oh, actually this palette has a lot of blues. Okay, I take it back. So if I can even get it, this metallic light blue, this, and these like mid-toned matte blues. Okay, so this is the light metallic blue, and then we have one matte and two mattes. I guess let me just build these matte swatches up a little bit. 1 and 2. And then we have, actually there's two blues. So there's this darker matte blue and this darker metallic. So we have another matte and then this metallic shade, which is not great. Yeah, this palette's okay, but the shimmers are really underwhelming. Then we have the Morphe OG Jaclyn Hill palette. And I think the only one that I didn't swatch in my green is this like royal blue here, which is again, tonally it's pretty, but I just have so many blues that are so much better than this. And unfortunately, I won't be able to fit any more shades on this arm, so this is the next close-up arm. And then let's do the last Morphe palette. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Dark Magic palette. So there are, maybe there's only one actual blue, because I think Inside Job is a green, and I'm pretty sure I swatched that. Okay, so in my up close swatches, I will just include the shade Busted because there's only one in here. My lone final blue from Morphe. Okay, and so now it's time to get into my singles, and I have some pretty exciting, beautiful blue singles. So I have one blue. Is this purple or blue? Let's include this in blue. So this is from Shine by SD. This is Reserve number 4. It's kind of in between purple and blue, but it's an iridescent, like, periwinkle shade basically, but the shine on it is more like bluey. It has almost like a pink shift. It's so pretty. And then we have Reserve number 6, which is kind of like in between green and blue. But in my mind, I feel like I count this more as a blue. Yeah, they're gonna be hard to see though because they're pretty like sheer, so not the easiest to see. And then another single that I have is from Adept. This I don't think, yeah, it doesn't have a name on it though, but I think it's the replacement for a shade in the Plain Jane palette. It is really, really pretty though. Has like a pink shift to it. Next up, let's do some Terra Moons. I have a lot of really beautiful blues in here. So I have 3 Terra Moons blues. This is the shade Counting Stars. I guess I'll just describe this. I will have a Terra Moons video coming as soon as I can. It's basically like a blue with a pink and like a greeny shift to it, I want to say. And then we have the shade Supernova, which is beautiful as well. They're all beautiful. This is Supernova from Terra Moons. This is a blue with a green and like yellow, gold, and pink shift. And then we have Artemis, which I have used, but I fucked up the footage, so unfortunately I have to refilm that. This isn't super shifty, but it's like a beautiful, did I swatch this? No, it's like kind of, again, in between. It's like a blue that flashes green. Very lovely. Let's do some JD Glow Blues. So this is the shade Secret. I have this on my inner corners today. I put my highlighter, my face highlighter on top, but it's mostly this. It's a beautiful light blue with just like a silver shift. Then we have Bora Bora. A really beautiful, like, again, kind of tealy aquamarine blue with like a green shift to it. This is the shade Peacock from JD Glow. This is like, again, a tealy blue with a purple shift. Maybe you would consider this more green. Yeah, honestly, in the mirror that's in front of me, it kind of looks more green, but then to the side it's blue and it's also purple, so I feel like this could also be considered a multi-chrome or a tri-chrome or whatever. Then we have the ever famous Watermark, which is what I'm wearing on my lids today, if you were curious. And I think that this honestly wins the award for the sparkliest shadow in my collection. It's so sparkly. It looks like I put glitter all over my lid, I swear. And then Anomaly is the last blue that I have here. And it's pretty much, it's like a blurple shade. It's kind of in between blue and purple, but I feel like in my mind, I consider this to be more of a blue. And I actually don't think I have any other blue singles. So I'm just going to do some up close swatches of my blue singles. I lied, I actually have one more blue single from Looksy, so I'll just include this in my up close swatches of my singles. So if you saw one that you didn't recognize, it's this Misfit one. And let me just do this, I guess, on my hand. So this is again another like blue, warm base with a blue shift. Really pretty. And that is, I believe, truly the end. So thank you guys so much for watching and coming and joining in on the fun of swatching all my shadows. I absolutely love doing these videos and I absolutely love watching them. So again, like I said in a previous video, if you have a channel or you post on Instagram, I would love for you to do this and let me know so that I can experience it with you as well. I feel like I don't have as many blues as I have greens. I have a lot of like pops of blues in palettes, I feel. I don't have as many blues as I have other shades, but I have a lot. I have a good amount of blues for sure. There may have been some overlap between this video and some shades that I swatched in my green video, so apologies for that. And I will have a purple one coming at ya at some time. I cannot promise soon, but I can promise eventually. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye.